If she wants to win, she has to move to the center. What we saw last night and the messaging that was coming through this past week at the DNC was a clear shift away from the Bernie Sanders, the hard left, and from candidate Harris from 2020, right? She has walked back a number of those positions. A bit of economic populism in the little that we've seen on that front, but she was very much campaigning on being a president for all Americans, for the middle class, and also not othering herself by talking about gender or race. That's a big contrast compared to Hillary Clinton's approach.
Tina, what do you expect the strategy to be from former President Donald Trump here over the next 3 months?
He is going to have to catch up a lot quicker than we've seen so far. Democrats are playing offense, which is something that they haven't necessarily done well. They're not historically a terribly disciplined party, which is why I think these last few days have been so effective. In September, the rubber hits the road with the polling. We'll see if there's been a convention bounce. But Trump is on the defensive, and none of his lines of attack seem to have really stuck just yet. The debate on September 10th is going to be where all of this comes into focus. And I think it's going to be a tough night for Donald Trump.
What do you think independents and moderate Republicans are making of this race right now?
Well, we're just starting to see that data coming in. Frank Luntz, the pollster, has talked about some of his focus groups where there is some evidence that independents are moving toward Harris. Harris is still struggling, though, with non-college educated voters and a number of men. But it's really early days. Remember that, most people have a life and aren't political junkies who are glued to political conventions, let alone watching them in the middle of the night, as I am here in London. So it will take time to filter through. Americans don't tend to really pay attention to elections until September or October. Of course, Trump is a known quantity and Biden was a known quantity, but this past week has been Kamala Harris really introducing herself to the American people, and Tim Walz alongside her, and we need to wait and see what the reception has been.